Imagine a thief. Not one who smashes your window or picks your pocket. No. This one slips into your home unseen and unheard. It doesn't steal your money directly, and it doesn't even touch your valuables. Instead, it turns on your lights, cranks up your heating, and runs every appliance at full blast. Then, it hands the bill to you. And while you are left wondering why your energy costs are skyrocketing, the thief is quietly and meticulously siphoning away your resources. Dollar by digital dollar. Welcome, digital sleuths, to another cybercrime documentary. Tonight, we are peeling back the layers on one of the internet's most insidious and often overlooked forms of digital larceny. Cryptojacking. It is the invisible thief, operating in the shadows of your system and stealing not your data, but your very processing power. It is a silent drain, a hidden burden, and for many, an unwelcome mystery. The question isn't if you have encountered it, but when, and if you even noticed it was there. In a world obsessed with ransomware and data breaches, cryptojacking often flies under the radar. It doesn't scream for attention like a locked hard drive, nor does it make headlines with stolen credit card numbers. Its genius lies in its subtlety and its quiet persistence. It has the terrifying ability to turn your expensive hardware into its own personal goldmine. Tonight, we are going deep into the mechanics of this silent heist. We will explore the devastating impact it can have and how you can protect yourself. You don't want to become an unwitting accomplice in your own digital downfall. Our story begins not with a bang, but with a whisper in the server racks, a hum in the data centers, and a growing frustration in the daily lives of millions. In the early days of cryptocurrency, mining was a niche activity. It was the domain of enthusiasts with powerful and custom-built rigs. But as the value of digital currencies like Bitcoin and Monero soared, a dark realization dawned on cybercriminals. Why buy expensive hardware when you could simply steal someone else's? The first major wave of cryptojacking emerged around 2017. Suddenly, websites began to secretly run mining scripts in the background, harnessing visitors' CPUs without their consent. Imagine logging onto your favorite news site to catch up on the headlines. While you read, your laptop is churning away to solve complex mathematical puzzles for a hacker thousands of miles away. Your fan screams, your battery drains, and you just think to yourself that your computer is getting old. This was the genesis of cryptojacking. Initially, it was just a nuisance or a hidden drain. But like any successful criminal enterprise, it evolved and moved beyond simple browser scripts into the realm of full-blown malware. Cybersecurity firms like Trend Micro and Kaspersky began reporting a significant surge in detection rates. The FBI and Interpol quickly added it to their growing list of digital threats. It wasn't just about making a quick buck anymore. It was about establishing persistent and undetectable revenue streams that could run for years. But the true game changer and the invisible frontier was the cloud. Imagine the processing power of an entire data center. Thousands of servers and endless CPUs available at the flick of a digital switch. For cybercriminals, this wasn't just a target. It was a goldmine waiting to be exploited. One of the most striking early examples was the Tesla incident in 2018. The attackers didn't target the cars themselves, but their cloud infrastructure. Hackers managed to infiltrate an unprotected Kubernetes console, which is essentially the control panel for their vast server network. They didn't steal car blueprints or customer data. No. Their motive was far more subtle, yet equally damaging. They deployed a mining program to secretly churn out Monero. Tesla's high-performance servers were now unwilling participants in a global cryptocurrency mining operation. The sheer audacity and the quiet efficiency of it sent shockwaves through the cybersecurity community. It demonstrated that even tech giants were vulnerable to a silent and resource-draining parasite. And this wasn't an isolated incident at all. The graboid worm in 2019 spread through over 2,000 unsecured Docker containers to infect cloud environments. It turned them into part of a vast and decentralized mining network. More recently, groups like Rocket Group have continuously targeted Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services accounts. They exploit misconfigurations and weak passwords to quietly hijack virtual machines. Businesses woke up to find their monthly cloud bills soaring from hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars. There was no corresponding increase in their actual usage. The insidious nature of these attacks lies in their stealth. It is not a loud alarm bell, but a slow and burning fuse. So, how exactly does this invisible thief operate? How does cryptojacking turn your powerful machine into an unwitting servant for a cybercriminal? It all boils down to the core concept of cryptocurrency mining. At its heart, mining is the process of verifying transactions on a blockchain network. Miners use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems. They are essentially guessing a long and random number called a hash that meets certain criteria. When a miner solves this puzzle, they get to add the next block of transactions to the blockchain. They are then rewarded with newly minted cryptocurrency. This is where cryptojackers step in. They want those rewards, but they don't want to pay for the electricity, the hardware, or the cooling. They want you to pay for it. There are two primary methods cryptojackers employ to get the job done. The first is browser-based mining, which is a transient threat. This is the simpler and less persistent form where the attacker embeds a malicious JavaScript code into a website, often disguised as an ad script. It runs directly in your browser when you visit the page. It doesn't download anything to your computer. It simply hijacks your browser tab. The upside for attackers is that no installation is required and they get high volume. But the downside is, it stops mining the moment you close the tab. Your computer gets sluggish and your battery drains fast. You might just blame your internet connection. But the reality is much darker. Then we have malware-based mining. The persistent parasite. This is the more dangerous and sophisticated method where cryptojacking is delivered as a piece of malware that you unknowingly install. This can happen through phishing emails with malicious links or attachments. It can also come from malvertising on legitimate websites that execute code when you view them. Software bundling is another common tactic. The cryptojacker is hidden within seemingly legitimate software downloads, especially cracked versions of premium programs. Once installed, this malware becomes a resident on your system. It can launch every time your computer starts and run silently in the background. Modern cryptojackers are incredibly cunning and use a trick called throttling. They don't want to peg your CPU at 100% all the time because that is an immediate red flag. If you are actively using your computer or playing a game, the miner slows down almost to a halt. The moment you step away and leave your computer idle, it ramps back up. This makes detection incredibly difficult. For cloud environments, the principles are the same, but the scale is amplified. Attackers gain access to cloud accounts and deploy mining containers. They can spin up thousands of powerful instances. And you are the one who foots the colossal bill. The preferred cryptocurrency for these operations is Monero. It is designed to be mined using standard CPUs and offers enhanced privacy features that make transactions hard to trace. The consequences of cryptojacking can be devastating. For the individual, it is a slow erosion of trust and an unexplained degradation of performance. Imagine your brand new gaming PC struggling within months. Your games lag and your fan sounds like a jet engine taking off. You might find your CPU has been running at near max capacity for months. This shortens its lifespan and leads to expensive premature replacement costs. But the real battlefield is the corporate arena. Businesses heavily reliant on cloud infrastructure face a silent and massive fiscal drain. A small startup might wake up to a cloud bill 10 times higher than expected. That unexpected six-figure bill can mean the difference between innovation and laying off staff. Beyond the financial losses, There is the unseen cost of lost productivity. Teams must scramble to identify the thief instead of focusing on critical business development. This is a very real and very tangible threat, hidden in plain sight. So, how do we fight back against this silent menace? Prevention is absolutely possible. First, you must monitor your performance. For individuals, learn to use your task manager or activity monitor. Look for processes that are consuming an unusually high percentage of your CPU when you are idle. If your browser is consistently using nearly all your CPU, that is a massive red flag. Second, bolster your browser security. Use reputable ad blockers and specialized extensions like NoCoin to detect and block mining scripts. Third, invest in comprehensive antivirus and endpoint detection. Many modern suites include cryptojacking detection as part of their analysis. Fourth, exercise good digital hygiene. Think before you click on suspicious links and only download software from official vendor websites. Finally, for businesses, secure your cloud environment. Implement strong multi-factor authentication and follow the principle of least privilege. Cryptojacking is a testament to the ever-evolving nature of cybercrime. It is a silent war where your computing power is the prize. By staying vigilant and understanding the enemy, you can turn your devices back into the tools they were meant to be. Knowledge is your strongest shield in the digital world. Keep learning and keep questioning. Stay safe. Stay anonymous. This is the Digital Sleuth.